All right. Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your day going away?
Yes, I had a good lunch and it's going well.
Perfect. So you ready to jump into your interview?
Yes.
So what I'll do is I'll go over quickly like what the logistics will look like for this time, and then we'll just jump right on in. But we'll be together for approximately 20 or so minutes. During that time, we're going to be engaging in a variety of questions. Some of the questions will be open-ended questions, where we're looking just to get more insight about who you are as a person and what some of your experiences have been thus far. And other questions are going to be either scenario or example based, where we're going to ask you to demonstrate or talk through a certain activity or exercise.
Okay.
One thing is, when we gave the IRA packet last week, we asked all students to come in prepared with a pre-identified tech internship role in mind. Were you able to identify one?
Yes, I am interested in quality assurance track.
Perfect. So what we ask is, as you're engaging and responding to some of these questions, you think through the lens of really interviewing for that type of role.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll begin. All right, well, just to start off, could you tell me about what you were doing before Europe, and then how you heard about the program, and then what made you decide to join the program?
Okay. What I was doing before Europe is I was going to community college, just taking general courses, and during that time I was kind of lacking motivation because I didn't have had a major planned out, so I was just sitting in and out of college, just lacking motivation, and I would say support wasn't there. And then how I find out the program was a lot of the friends that I knew, they was going through this program, and they were interning at companies like Salesforce, Zynga, and Gap, and one of them went to Kaiser, I believe. And I saw their success, and I wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to challenge myself, and I decided to apply to Europe with one of my friends, and he is in LCJ, and yeah, we both applied and we both got in, and I'm blessed to be here, and I'm learning a lot through this program. And yeah, the main goal I applied to Europe was I just wanted to challenge myself and have a experience at a professional field.
Thank you.
So, why do you want to work in the tech field?
Why I want to work in the tech field? When I was young as a kid, I loved playing video games a lot. And me and my brother, we had a PlayStation 1 that would work sometimes and that wouldn't work sometimes. So we always found a way to like make it work. We would like have it up sideways, put it upside down, and we found a way to make it work. And during that time I was just and I used to play personal computer games as well, like strategic games, and I just figured that technology is something that I'm into, and why I want to work here at Tech Field now is I want to when I came to Europe just opened my eyes to go into this field because I just have a passion for it, and I love coding. That's something that I learned here. Like before I came here, I didn't know what HTML was. I didn't know how website really worked. But after I'd taken the web development course, I just opened my eyes, and in the future I want to continue to go to school to get a computer science degree. So I want to become a software developer.
Good, good.
Could you share with me what you feel your biggest challenge or growth area was during the learning and development phase?
The biggest challenge that I faced was public speaking. I usually get nervous and shy when I get in front of many people, and public speaking was something that I wasn't capable of doing in front of many people.
So how did you overcome that?
I overcome that by practicing, by looking at a mirror and just speaking out loud. And I rehearsed with friends or colleagues, and I just practiced and practiced. And I would say my business communication classes helped me a lot, especially my instructor Abby. She is pretty hard grader, but I think that's a good quality of her, because if you give good grades to people, they won't grow. So, and I just practiced, and I learned to be confident in myself, and in that way I learned to speak better in front of people. And I did in my first speech I didn't do that well, but the next speech that I did, which was a self-introduction, I did a little better than the first one, but the speech after that was I got a really good grade on it. It was a speech about how I struggled with something. It was a speech about telling a story. So I told them a story in front of, I believe, like 40 people. But I was really nervous at first, but when I got in front of everybody, they all looked like familiar faces. So I was like, okay, I can do this, and I got a confidence in it, and I got a really decent grade on it. So
how do you plan to ensure that that is going to be something that you're going to be successful doing when you're at your internship, when you're around unfamiliar people?
So being adapted to new environment is always challenging, but if you believe in yourself and have a confidence, and you would do well. But I would say you just gotta communicate with people a lot. Like, there's never over communicating, so you just gotta communicate and network with others. And if you can have that confidence, you can definitely use that in your internship position to do well.
Thank you.
Right,
Thank
great,
you.
excellent. So, quality assurance, that's a track that you have identified that you would like to be in, right?
Yes, sir.
So, explain, what would make you a strong candidate for a QA internship?
So I like I said earlier, I love coding. That's something that I'm really into. I was introduced to HTML and CSS, but right now I'm in a JavaScript elective that we have here, and that's another step that I'm taking it to, like, go into that track. And I just love technology, and it's growing fast. And I also love finding solutions to problems. And I'm pretty detail oriented. I pay attention to details, and I think that's one of the skills that I have. And also, and I can work with others well. I get along with everybody easily, and I can communicate effectively with others, with my team. And I also can work independently and getting works done. When I put my mind into something, I accomplish it, and that's when I get the relief. So I think that can that's quality of mine that will stand out.
Right. Excellent, yeah. Yeah, paying attention to detail is definitely going to help you out in Q&A.
Yes, I have an experience when we had the guest speaker, Patty Lee Hoffman. She was downstairs standing, and I walked up to her. I introduced myself, and then I looked at the screen that's in front of the door, and I saw her name and one of the letter in the end. Hoffman spelled with 2 N's in the end, and one of them was missing. So I went up to the person who was in the front. I was like, "Hey, we got her name wrong. It's missing a letter." And then I got it fixed, and then she congratulated me when she started the speech. She was like, "Thank you, Mish, for attention to details, for fixing the name that was on there." And yeah.
Nice. Awesome. So I got a scenario question for you. So I'll read the scenario and you tell me what you do in the situation.
Okay.
So if I asked you to schedule and run a weekly 15-minute check-in meeting with the team so that you could update each other on the projects that we're all working on, how would you do that?
So is it just setting up a meeting to be updated? I would, if we were working on the project together, collaborating, then I would make a Google Docs so everybody can go and edit what we're doing. But if I'm setting up a meeting, I would do it on Outlook by going to the calendar and set up a meeting, and I would send them a notification 15 minutes before the meeting starts, and I would have a brief description of what the meeting is, and send it to everybody, and I would make it reoccur every 2 weeks, and that way we will be on top of our work.
Excellent. All right. So it's going to open-ended question here for you. What makes you stand out amongst your peers in a workplace?
What makes me stand out from my peers in the workplace? So I am definitely, my ethnicity will stand out, but I would say I have high energy, and I get along with everybody, and I'm a really friendly I'm a very friendly person to talk to, and I'm just good with I'm good with small talking to others. But I would say the skill that I possess and my high energy will make me stand out from others.
Okay.
What do you think has been your greatest accomplishment while you've been at Europe?
My greatest accomplishment has been managing my time and just being on top of my work. So I have been coming to Europe more than 3 months now, and I was never late to training or meeting, not even once. So I always like to come early on time. And what was the question?
Just what do you feel is your greatest accomplishment?
So I would say my greatest accomplishment is developing a website. So that was something like I never did before, and as soon as I was introduced to it, I just dived right in, and it was really interesting how website work, how when you press on something, how it operates, and my website that I did the first time, I did a website based on my interest. I wanted to, before I wanted to become a recording engineer, so I did some internship with this program called Bay Area Video Coalition when I was in high school, and I finished that program, and with that in mind, I just wanted to make a website based on a recording studio with the filmmaking studio on the side, and it had its own clothing line. So I did my website based on that, and I did the validation through W3 Schools, and I did all the requirements, and I got a perfect grade on that assignment, and my instructor gave me a feedback of the website was really neat and clean, so I think that was my biggest accomplishment here.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so